Yeah, we've got some big issues right now. Let's be honest, crypto has a pollution problem.
Cryptocurrency is having a notable impact on the world's financial markets, but it's also affecting the environment.
There's a huge motivation, if you're a Bitcoin miner, to burn an awful lot of electricity. And that's the problem.
One estimate found that a single transaction of Bitcoin has the same carbon footprint of watching more than 66,000 hours of YouTube.
A lot of the focus of this sort of coverage is on Bitcoin mining. It is the crypto most people have heard of, but it's also because of the scale and the demands of its blockchain. Other chains have issues too though. Prior to Ethereum's switch to proof of stake, one transaction on its chain used the equivalent of a week's worth of electricity from an entire household. This is no secret to the crypto world. In fact, it's been a key reason for Ethereum's switch and the growing popularity of other types of chain like proof of storage. But take a closer look and you'll see not all blockchain tech is bad for the environment. Earlier this year, a report from no less than the United Nations said blockchain should not be overlooked in the fight against climate change, dealing with pollution, providing clean energy and changing the way we produce and consume are how we fight climate change, according to the United Nations. Those are just some of its sustainable development goals. So how important could blockchain be to them? Kamlesh Naguare of blockchain development company Snapper Future Tech is an expert on all of this and he's here to talk to us about it. Kamlesh, listen, climate change this year has been apocalyptic, hasn't it? Floods in Pakistan, drought in China, wildfires and record temperatures across Europe, to name just a few examples. One estimate, I believe, said that there was $65 billion worth of losses from natural disasters in just the first half of 2022. When we think about the technological solutions to this, blockchain might not necessarily be the first thing that springs to mind, but it could help, right?
Climate change is impacted due to the carbon emissions. Currently, there is no any perfect way to accounting the carbon emissions and monitoring the carbon emissions and how we are saving the carbon footprint. So blockchain generally build the trust and traceability in all this aspect where you could record the carbon emissions and then tokenize it. So kind of creating the carbon credit token, and then you could trade in some kind of secondary marketplace. And the people who are environment friendly and want to contribute to the carbon climate change, they can buy this tokens from this space.
Clean energy obviously plays a very important role in helping reduce carbon emissions. Countries like Iceland, Scotland, Costa Rica are all producing nearly 100% of their electricity now from renewables, but others are way behind. How can blockchain help with that?
So one is infrastructure and another is peer-to-peer trading of electricity. So because, for example, suppose if you're generating some excessive energy on your solar panels, and blockchain is enabled to trade this energy to your nearby houses. So I think there's a company called Power Ledger, I think in Australia. They are doing some interesting project with government to peer-to-peer trading of electricity. You can also accounting the carbon emission saving of this renewable energy project. So even we work with one of the customer based in Europe, where that implemented the project in India to carbon emission saving using the renewable energy and how it's impacting the rural villages in India. Take example, farmers generally uses the solar panel for kind of farming equipment, but generally they don't realize like this could be the carbon emission saving, and this not accounting properly done. So now via the blockchain they could tokenize their carbon emission savings using the renewable energy kind of thing.
The war in Ukraine and COVID, they've both demonstrated how easily supply chains can break down. Where can blockchain play a role there?
Blockchain is really solving the many aspects in terms of export-import settlement easily, trade finance kind of thing. And also, I seen a couple of examples where companies are using the like food traceability kind of application. Like for example, IBM Food Trace is a bigger example. Even we working with one of the customer based in UAE, where we implement a supply chain solution for the food traceability, and now the customer can manage how the food is traced from origin to customer side.
And Kamlesh, we mentioned a moment ago the impact crypto is still having on the environment. What moves are we seeing to change that? And what's happening in this sector to try and remedy it?
When we talk about the blockchain, people relate with the Bitcoin mining and how much energy uses. So even I think the Bitcoin miners or blockchain miners say like they are using the renewable energy resources instead of some coal or some other resource energy. But that is one aspect of the technology, because blockchain is just not the Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are multiple use cases where you can use the technology for the betterment of the society. And even there are platforms like Polygon. They claim they're going to be net zero by next year. So it's interesting. So they are using so even who are using some kind of energy to their mining process, but they are creating some kind of offsetting their carbon emission via some new investment opportunities in the climate space. So like, for example, Polygon invests around more than 30-40 different startups who are working in the climate change initiative using the technology.
Kamlesh, thanks so much for that. It's a conversation we obviously want to keep having. That was Kamlesh Naguare of Snapper Future Tech talking to us there. All right, we are just a few days away from Forkast's next Crypto Rising live stream event. It happens 9 p.m. Eastern, September the 21st, 9 a.m. Hong Kong time, September the 22nd. Some of Asia's industry leaders and regulators will be sitting down with Forkast Editor-in-Chief Angie Lau to discuss the future and challenges of central bank digital currencies and digital assets. All right, that's it from us for this episode. If you want to see more content from us, like and subscribe to this video and let us know your thoughts in the comments.